Hello everybody, welcome back into the Campsite RV Campfire Story Podcast. I'm your host Kelly, alongside me is Jason.
How we doing, guys?
Today's podcast, I know we've been getting a lot of people, people coming in and out of the store, and every once in a while we'll get people asking about customers of ours that are full-timers.
Yep.
And we see more and more of this going on throughout the country, and we see more and more of our customers doing it.
Right, a lot of them. We're fortunate enough with our shop and our facilities that passerbys come through. They need service work and they need it almost immediately. And with our service bays, we have the opportunity to take care of them. So
correct. So on today's episode, I was we were lucky enough to get a hold of one of our customers. They've been going full time for over 5 years, and they do work from their trailer, and they travel throughout the country. A lot of it has to do with the weather. When it gets nice, they start coming north, and when it gets cold, they start going south. They are their home state is Wisconsin, and like I said, they've been bringing their camper to us for probably over 7 to 8 years now for service work. They've bought in 2 Montanas from us, and all around this couple is just excellent to work with, and we were lucky enough to have them come on our show today.
And they're unique in their own way because they don't just go south and stay there.
Yeah.
They travel. They chase the weather. They don't want super hot. They don't want super cold.
Yep.
So they kind of follow that weather pattern to be comfortable, I guess.
And their experience. So that's why we want to get them on the show today. So, but before we do that, Jason wants to say a couple things here. Just kind of what's going on.
Talking points real quick. Again, our store is still closed to the public. The part store and our lobby are locked. But if you need a part, you can call. If you need to look at trailers, we can get you a key. We missed our open house. Again, we had to cancel that last week, unfortunately. So that was kind of a bummer, not to see people on Friday and Saturday. But with that being said, open house pricing is in effect till the 18th.
Yep.
So we are honoring all open house pricing. In the parts store, we are offering 20% off all in-stock parts. So again, the deals are still there. We're just doing it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So
doing the best we can with everything this COVID-19 that's going on right now. So
correct.
So kind of the same old as last week.
Yep.
Hopefully this thing can
keep everybody healthy. Stay healthy, guys. Wash your hands. Social distancing. Keep that distance, and hopefully we're out camping.
Well, we should probably be 6 feet apart right now.
Yeah, well, close enough.
Yeah. So that's kind of that. But like I said, on today's podcast, we're going to be interviewing Kurt and Kim Kneifel. So Jay, let's dial them up. Let's get them on the phone.
All right.
All right, we got Kurt and Kim Kneifel on the other line. You guys there?
Yep, we are.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us on this episode. We kind of want to talk to some people who are full-time RVers and just let us know kind of why you guys decided to go full-time, and I guess what made you go full-time. I guess let's start with question 1. What made you guys want to be full-time RVers?
I think it all started out when we first bought a camper back in 2011, and we spent time in Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, etc., and enjoyed the heck out of that. So a couple of years later, when we bought from you guys, we went out for our first winter 2014-15, tired of being in the snow, and we liked that so much we just decided we could do it all the time.
That's right.
And so we made a point wanting to see the United States, and so far we've camped and stayed in 36 states.
Awesome.
Wow. And
awesome.
Is it something that you regret, or is it something that you would recommend to more people out there?
Oh, there's so many beautiful places. It's real hard to pick. I mean, it's so much of it's personal preference too. We just spent a couple of months in the southwestern desert area with our kids and grandkids, and it was lovely seeing them. But I don't have any fondness for the desert anymore. But that's just a personal preference.
Yeah.
Well, there's no better quarantine than being in your own camper, right?
That's true.
So with that being said, what does a day-to-day look like for you guys? I mean, what do you do to pass the time? What does your average day look like from morning to night?
Well, Kim in particular likes to walk, and she does 2 to 4 miles every morning, as long as the weather permits. I do some. So, we started out that way. We do a little bit of work from our camper, and so we take care of those things in the morning if we've got clients that need to talk to us.
Yep.
Other than that, we're true tourists, I guess. We subscribe to the AAA tour books, and they tell you a lot about the history of the area and things to see and things to do and even places to eat. And so we make a point when we're in each state of spending time in each different part of the state that looks interesting and different.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we try to stay in state parks and Army Corps of Engineer parks and county parks. We like the open sites. And,
do you miss your day-to-day things like when you used to own the home, like just say mowing the lawn or raking the leaves or things like that? Do you miss that, or is there things that you do as being full-time RVers that you never did as a homeowner?
Yeah, I don't know. There are certain things after 5 years of being full-time that we kind of miss, like raising a garden. I don't care much about
Yep.
raking leaves, never did. Don't miss shoveling snow.
Yep.
House maintenance as the years crept along and the house was too big. I spent all my time working when we were homeowners.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice not to do that. And then I take out my analness on the camper, waxing it and washing it.
Right.
Yep.
And there's
cloth.
right, and you have maintenance in your own with the RV side too. So it's not like you're not doing your traditional stuff. You just do it a different way.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
Nice. I mean, so, and I'm assuming, what brings me into my next question, is, how do you guys select your location? Or, do you spend a week in one spot, or do you spend a month in one spot? And I'm guessing a lot of it has to do with the weather, right?
Yeah, in the summertime we can pretty much go anywhere, except of course you don't really want to be in the deep south in the summertime. We like being in the Midwest or the West. And in terms of picking sites, if we're typically traveling in one direction or another. So basically, if it's areas we haven't seen, then we research what's there in the state, what's the geography, and what's the history, and we look for things that seem exciting to see and do. If it's a place we've been before, then we pick out areas that we know we like and we're familiar with.
Correct.
Right.
And in terms of how long we stay, typically a week.
A week or longer.
Yep.
The whole we've kind of wanted to get a feel of the people in the country too, and we stay in the smaller towns, the smaller areas, and
The people that we've met dictate where we go a lot of times too, because now we've got friends all over the country.
Correct. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite spot? I mean, if you could pick a spot, if I told you today you had to pick one spot to go to, where would you guys pick?
Well, if I was to pick a summertime spot, I've got a favorite spot in Watertown, South Dakota. It's called Pelican Lake State Park.
Okay.
Wintertime, we've just gotten to where we're starting to decide that, and we volunteered as park hosts in a state campground in southeast Georgia in an area called St. Mary's. It's just about 20 miles north of Jacksonville, Florida. That's very, very pretty. We also like the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful site on the south end on the Gulf side of Pensacola. It's part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. Mm-hmm. And in terms of monthly sites, you have to pretty much be in a private park to stay in a site for a month.
Okay.
There is one down in the kind of the crook of the arm of Florida where the Panhandle turns into the whole main part of the state anyway. It's called Cedar Key.
Okay.
And that's a real nice quiet area. It's the furthermost key in Florida. Northernmost, I should say.
Yep.
So what happened last year was kind of interesting too. We actually left the Midwest for the winter, and we went down to southern Indiana to see family, and then into Tennessee to see family, and then further into Tennessee to stay outside of Pigeon Forge with some friends who have a cabin there, and then across the Smoky Mountains into northeast Georgia to spend 10 days with friends who have a place there.
Yep.
And So those are getting to be more typical things. We're kind of planning where to go in the wintertime based on places we like the most and also where our friends are.
Yeah, and that's got to be fun to go somewhere different every week or every month. I think that would be so cool. I really do.
Yeah, it really is fun. In fact, with this whole virus thing, we got very lucky to find a state park in Kansas, east of Wichita, that has monthly and seasonal sites.
Yep.
Very, very unusual. And
It's a state park.
Yep, it's a state park.
Yep.
But we also had funny thing. We also had two different friends, a couple live outside New Orleans that own property in Mississippi with a camper and a camper shed and full hookups. And so I said, if you can't find a place to go, come down here. And our good friends in Northeast Georgia told us the same thing. Come down here and park on our place.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I think it's kind of cool how who you meet.
Yeah, you really meet some nice people.
Now, and the reason why we brought you guys on is because it seems like there's more and more people doing this. There's more and more people going full time, and and I get people asking me about it, and I don't know. I have no clue. What the ins and outs of it, and that's why we wanted to bring you guys on today's show, because you guys have been doing it for 5 years, and I guess you guys, is it cheaper to go full time in an RV? Or do you think it's cheaper to have a house still? You know what I mean? I mean, in the big picture, is living in your RV cheaper, or is owning a home cheaper?
No, I think owning the RV is.
Yeah.
Even if you like the resort style campgrounds or RV parks, resorts as they call them, even there you're only going to spend $700 or $900 a month, maybe a few of them. Some of them get more pricey than that.
Yeah.
We heard of one where there's one loop it's strictly for Prevost campers, which started $1 million, and if you don't have a Prevost, you don't get in that loop. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you do it the way
we actually are seeing more and more people, not just retirees, but families that are traveling and homeschooling.
Yep.
We also run across a lot of worker people that live in their RV because they're traveling around, whether they're a plumber or welder or stuff like that. So we've seen a big increase in that.
Well,
and then a lot of people too that are able to work remotely because their business is basically online.
Right.
Yeah, and and you're right, and I guess I got a little story when me and my wife went out to Utah, to Zion National Park. It's in southwest Utah there. I don't know if you guys ever been in that neck of the woods down there.
Yep.
But and we sat next to we were at Bryce Canyon National Park, and I sat next to a family of 5, and same thing. Their whole family, they traveled. They wanted to go to every single national park within a year, so they loaded all the kids up. And then the husband and wife, and she homeschools, and they just go from national park to national park. And I thought that was just crazy. And it was only like a 32-foot travel trailer, And I kind of got talking to him, and then at the end of the story, I told him that we own an RV dealership. So that's why I kind of found it interesting, So, but yeah, like you said, more and more people are doing that. And I think it's really neat.
Yeah, it is. And of course, meeting a lot of different ages and types and, everything like that's real fun too.
Yep. And I know you guys have had, you guys are currently in a Montana fifth wheel, which is a higher end fifth wheel, and you got all the bells and whistles and the extra space. So that's probably, you probably recommend maybe something like that, since you are living in it and it's technically your home, to have maybe a little bigger rig to have that comfort and space, would you say?
Yeah, how would you select the model and floor plan that you have? Was there needs or wants or quality?
Well, we actually did 3 years of research on it, and one of the first models we saw was a Montana, and so we were comparing that to every other model that we had, and we didn't feel anyone met our needs as well and quality as well, and and then ended up keeping that for 2 years, and then we traded from you guys into the same basic model. But it depends on the person. Some people can live in a little bit smaller space, but because Kurt and I do some remote work, having the desk area was really handy, and just having space to have a little bit of your own space. But of course, you spend most of your time outside.
Yeah, exactly. No,
She likes me having my own sink in the bedroom, so she can have the bathroom.
Yep.
double-wide fridge helps. Automatic leveling is awesome. That's how she talked me into trading.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is, especially as many times as you're moving that thing. That's a for sure.
So when you have your good days and your bad days, who has to go outside, sleep in the tent?
Of course, Kurt goes to his man cave outside.
There you go. There
Perfect.
you go. Hey, and being full timers, if you guys could give any advice, okay, to future full-time RVers out there, I should say. I mean, that one thing. What would you guys tell them?
Basically, you got to be flexible. You got to go into it with your eyes open, and just realize that it's a whole different lifestyle, and there's a lot of different things that you have to face when you're out there. So you really just kind of got to go by the seat of your pants and do what you got to do.
Every day or every week's a little different.
Yeah, that, and I think too, choosing your rig carefully. It depends. We meet couples that are in camper vans, and they seem very comfortable. If Kim and I were in one, we'd go start riding that, I'm sure.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And if you're going to go full time, you got to remember too that when you're in very, very popular places of the country, depending on the season, and people use the parks a lot, that you do have to do some forward planning. You do have to kind of think generally, okay, where are we going? Let's look and see what's available. And if you're 39 feet like we are, that also limits where you can go. A lot of state parks can't accommodate it. A unit this big.
Nice, good.
So take some thinking.
Yep. Hey, and I guess I got one more question for you. I guess I never prepared you for this, but because the name of our podcast is it's Campsite RV Campfire Stories. Okay, so I guess my question is, do you guys have one funny story or a story that just like you put your hand over your head and you say, "Oh Lord," one of those type of deals that you guys in all the years you've camped? Do you guys have a story there you could share with us?
Oh, here.
I've got a small world story or two.
Okay.
We were on the way back north last spring and stopped in the state park in southern Georgia and went to the little laundromat that's in the park and met a gal, and she was doing her laundry. And long story short, I asked her where she was from. She said, Northern Indiana, I'm a little bitty town. And I said, which one? She said, oh, you wouldn't know. It's a tiny little town. I said, try me. And she told me, well, it turned out the town was 10 miles from where I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
Small world. Small world.
That is crazy. That is very crazy. Jeez.
Some of the funnier things we've seen people traveling with full-size pigs.
Really?
Miniature horse. Yeah, miniature horse.
Wow.
He put it in the back of his Jeep and took it to town with him.
What?
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Serious, yeah.
And I'm sure you guys see all sorts of things that, you get outside the Midwest, and you probably see things that, you just shake your head.
Yeah, it gets different, but it's all fun,
But that's what's fun about it, That's what makes it different than owning a house, is you get to see those things.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
One of our oldest friends, or oldest age-wise, is a gentleman that Tim met in southeast Georgia. He was walking every morning or every other morning in the state park we were in, and became good friends. And he grew up in the area, so he's got all kinds of tall tales. But he asked me once. He said, I watch the national weather every day. He says, how is it that you people from up north can stand to live in that cold? What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
I said, well, so by the time you're 6 years old, you're frozen your brain so many times you just don't care anymore.
Yeah, you don't think about it. You're just used to it.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's definitely pros to it, like on Christmas Day, when we got snow and they don't.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, I want to thank you guys so much. This is Kurt and Kim Kneifel. They have been lifelong customers of ours. Not only customers, but we think of you guys as family. You guys are extremely awesome people. We enjoy every time you guys come back to town and visit for service work or just to stop and say hi. We truly appreciate everything you guys have done, and you guys are the best.
Well, thank you. We feel the same way about you guys, and you didn't ask me to plug Campsite RV, but we've seen service work done, and the people that run facilities all over the country, and you guys are top notch.
Oh,
Awesome.
wow. Well, we appreciate it so much, and we appreciate you being on the show and taking the time. And I know it might be a little out of your comfort zone, but like I said, we got this podcast started about 9 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We do a weekly show, so every week we seems like we get a little bit better and better, but we're still working on it. So I appreciate working with us today.
Fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
We appreciate being asked.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, hey, thanks for being on today's show, and hope to see you guys soon.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Kurt.
Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
Hey, you too. Thank you. See ya.
Yep.
Bye. Wow, what an episode there with Kurt and Kim Kneifel.
Crazy. I mean, what a lifestyle.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was. I never expected some of that stuff they said.
right. It's crazy.
Crazy, all the things they had some cool stories to share with us,
Right.
and like they said it. They had a good point. If you're gonna go full time, if you're gonna be committed to doing this,
Yeah.
you want to make sure you do your research.
Right. Do your research. Be open.
Correct. Or research the camper you're going to buy for space and, what fits you best. Like they said, they got one with the desk built in because they use it for work.
Right.
And then you got to do your research on campgrounds and things like that. So there's a lot more to it, but, in the long run, and I guess long story short is,
Awesome.
once they did it, they never look back and they don't regret it.
No,
So.
fully committed to it.
And I kind of get jealous, you listen to these
I know.
guys, it's like,
I
God
know.
dang, hopefully someday we can do that because it would be neat to see all the states. I think they said, 36 states they visited?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So, no, it was great to have them on the episode today, or on the podcast today. I want to say thanks to them again, and I want to say thanks to everybody for listening in. Remember, you can check us out on our Facebook page at Campsite RV, or go to our website at www.campsiterv.com. Just remember, when you do watch our video, it'll link you to our YouTube page, and in the bottom right corner, there's a button that says subscribe.
Yes.
Click on that button, and you'll get our weekly show. So, otherwise, I want to say thanks to everybody for listening. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. Bye.